Hello, hello, good morning. Hi, it's me, your party artist. It is Friday. Oh, thank God it's Friday. How you doing? Yeah, and I am in my studio, Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. Let me move this over a little bit for you. I always say I'm ready to go. I'm never ready to go. Here's my. I usually take photography and stuff like that. That's my tripod there. I got more than one tripod, as you can tell. This is a tripod as well. This is my easel. Uh-huh. Every artist has to have a decent easel. If you don't have a decent easel, you should go out and get yourself one. All right, so welcome to Friday. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't here yesterday. I was on hiatus. I don't tell people about what to do with their lives. They don't tell me what to do with my life. You know that kind of thing. Yeah. So hi. How's it going? How are things going? Are you okay? Yeah, okay, good. So welcome to Friday. Friday here at Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio, of course, as known as Entertainment Thursday. Yeah, Entertainment Thursday. Missed it. So Friday, yeah. So this is. Can I start over again? Sorry. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I have a lot to show you because, and I'm like, okay, well, where do I start? And that's why I'm kind of stumbling over my words because I'm kind of like, okay, where do I start today? It's Friday, and yeah, I missed yesterday, so I wasn't ham free yesterday. But hey, hold on a second. I can do this for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And many more. There we go. And then I have the. Boop boopy doo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Yes, welcome to Friday. So, for those of you who don't tune in on Friday, yeah, it's feedback. And I'm listening and I'm waiting for feedback from you guys. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to show you some other things that I've been working on too. I found my other books the other day. Hold on, I'll show you what they are. Hold on. Yeah, besides making fantasy books, like I have my fantasy books, The Plight of Time. Hold on. The third copy's on the way. This is the first, this is the second. I got my third on the way. And yeah, it sounds like I'm having kids, but no, these are my babies right here. And I miss my other babies, which were my furry babies. So this is the good next second thing, and part three's come out with his sister now getting involved, and this is gonna be so awesome. So there's these, but I have other books that was working on previously, and my sister gave me these ones. She found them, when she goes thrifting, and I'm like, these are the best books. So I always loved drawing in books that weren't supposed to be drawn in. That's one of my things that I had when I was younger. So what I did is I took this book, and it's back from oh gosh, what year was this? 1979. Okay, and this is where I started drawing the people from the Lord of the Rings. This is the Hobbit book, and this is where I start drawing all the people from the Lord of the Rings. Do you recognize? Yeah. Okay. So I have in here. It's from this little girl, Caitlin, who left her little book behind. But I grabbed a hold of it and I started drawing in it, and I started drawing the people from the Lord of the Rings. And as you can tell, this is like the artist interpretation, and then mine in the movie, from the movie, made into actual drawings. Yeah, these are actually drawings and my writing in here. And there's shoot, Samwise Gamgee, yes. And there's also like Pip, Mary, and there's also Strider, and all the people from the Lord of the Rings movie. That's Robin Williams. They have Tom Bombadil, and I used to think that maybe Robin Williams would make a great Tom Bombadil, so that's what I did. I put him in the book instead. And Cerise Theron as the River Maiden, the daughter of the River King. So that's the artist interpretation, and that's mine right there too. So I do illustration. Yes, I do illustration, as you can tell. This is some of the drawing of them trying to make it through the mountainside and having the storm show up and them being at the door and knocking on the door of knocking on the door and of okay, well I don't hear any. Okay, the mailman was supposed to. I heard the mailman and I thought he was going to drop something off. I didn't hear anything. So there he goes. He's sitting at the door. I made the door. That was the artist's make of him. And there's the sword. There's the one that the artist did, and there's the one from the movie. I try to make it exactly like the book so that when you're looking through it, you don't think that it looks like it belongs. And there's Galadriel. And there's the some of the orcs from the movie. And of course there's Gollum from the movie. I've got the one guy. We got the what you call it, him fighting the battle. And there's Treebeard. And there's Gimli, and he's knocking out one of the orcs, and some other battles going on. And there's what's her name? Who and there's the orb that they find, and there's the what's his name? And then there's the scene where he's at the waterfall, and the waterfall there, and there's Frodo trying to get his attention over there, and Shadowfax. And I'm continuing with other people and doing the remainder of it. There's still lots left to go, and I've got all kinds, but I'm so close to finished. I love this book. So this is one of the this is the the crown from the artist interpretation, and this is the crown from the actual movie kind of thing. So I love this kind of stuff. So I'll be posting stuff like that and finishing that to the end of that. So there's stuff like this I love doing. I'm continuing it with the Hobbit's travels, but this is more just playing with it and just playing with the lettering inside. But these are my books, and I haven't drawn inside. Although I helped make the cover, I didn't draw but the character is mine, and the idea is mine. And the next book out is like a continuation, almost like this is gonna be so good. It's gonna become a classic. I can tell. I know classics because I've read the best, and I know how to get going with a good classic book. And I hope you'd like to read books because I love to read. I love to do art. I love music. I love all the arts, and I do my best to give them to you as well. And this is what we do in the Niagara area here. We do the arts. Yes, we do have arts here, and of course the Shaw Festival is here, and I love going to the Shaw Festival to watch the plays and things like that. And the gardens are beautiful, especially in Niagara on the Lake during the summer. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. You really should come to Niagara and check it out, really, because you would be so impressed, I think. Anyway, so those are some of the ideas I have. I'm sorry, I just keep looking close and just watching my time. And I don't have my glasses on. So everything looks beautiful like a Monet painting, but of course, I'm not painting any Monet paintings right now, but I will. I want to start doing a painting, and I wanted to share it with you because I figured, you really liked the last one I did on Wednesday. So I'll do a little more painting today, or at least get started, and that way you see the process of what it takes to actually do a painting too. Now you saw the other day, it's the basic colors, as you can see. Basic colors, start with the background, make your way forward. And the difference is my original actually was a little bit darker down here. So it went from a dark to that light red color and kind of blended really nicely. So, I mean, there's so much you can do and make it more yours. I wouldn't have made that much if I didn't know it would get that crowded with palm tree fronds. But does it look good? Let me know in the comments below. This is Feedback Friday. All the thing that would be left to do is just painting the edges, of course, and that's what I usually leave to last of everything that I do. And I always say, don't forget the bottom part, because you paint the whole size and then you forget about the bottom. It's like, if you don't do all of it, somebody's gonna be looking at your painting going, why is everything else black and the bottom white? Anyways, let me get you started with another painting. Okay, so my next painting, of course, is going to be another pet portrait. So I start with the basics. So it's 11 by 14. I do these sizes for the pet portraits. And so what we do to get that started, let me see, make sure. All right, I'm okay. All right. So what I use to get started is I use nice 7 by 14 canvas. I use my 5 paint brushes, and I do it every single time the same way I told you on Wednesday. So if you want to know how I'm going to be doing my painting, just take a look at my painting I did on Wednesday, and you'll see how this is a basic start and setup for every painting. And I used to teach painting classes over at Michael's, where I would tell you the same thing as I do here, and I had definitely more lessons to show you. I have definitely a lot of lessons to show you, and a lot of things that I was thinking of taking time-lapse photography of what I've done in the past, just to show you what I've done. And you can watch some of this right now, but I'm not going to go through the whole process, unless, it comes along really nicely. I do have the picture up, and I can see it from here, and I can get it started. So, what I'll do is show you how I basically get started. So I have all the colors that I'm going to be using today too. So it's the color of the nice doggy, and the doggy's going to have the basic colors again, the brown. Now I just use my little tempera colors, of course, but these are acrylics. So this is the brown, this is the cocoa bean brown, and this is the stormy gray color, and we're going to mix it up with a little bit of white. There's a little bit of white color. I feel like I'm becoming Griselda. I'm going to mix it all together and create some great big giant explosion of flavor. But it's going to be flavor on the canvas, okay? And I had to think about the color of the dog. The dog's name was Coco, which is so pretty. It's a pretty little name. And it has like little green ribbons in its hair too at the end. So I had to make sure that I get the ribbons correctly too. So what I'm basically doing is I'm going to just plot it out on my canvas, and then we're going to just get it started. So yeah, I've been thinking about it, and it looks pretty centered on the picture that I have. So I can imagine I can make it maybe a little bit bigger and have it coming with it's got a hold of a nice little a walking strap, to go for a walk, a little walking leash. So I might have the leash kind of over on the side here, a little bit closer here, so when the person's actually remembering, it'll show like, I want to go for a walk, and wants to go for a walk. That's so nice. I love making paintings for people, especially when they think back of their beautiful dog and they start to cry. I know it's not nice to think that you're making somebody cry, but it's nice when you imagine that, the tears of doing something that's spot on. And if I get it wrong, I can always do it again. There's nothing wrong with that. So what I do, okay, so like I showed you the other day, I just start by wetting the canvas. And I was going to do face painting Friday, but you know what? I don't feel like painting my face. I'm going to paint a canvas instead. And this is going to be I'm going to show you how you would do underwater. Work with water and acrylics and to create a painting, okay? Yeah, so I'm not very funny, but I try to be. And maybe one day I'll try my hand at actually trying to be funny. But right now, I'm just plain old me. Just plain old me, just being an artist. See, a watered canvas, flip it over, water it some more. Wetter the better. Keep it nice and wet. You get a nice like background color. One thing that Bob Ross always said, Bob Ross, if you don't know who Bob Ross is, he was like one of the guys that you'd always see on public television talking about how to do proper painting and stuff like that, and how to make it look like it's a professional painting when it's actually just like a quick. But you know what? He actually made some really nice paintings. Give me 1 second, because like I say, my it's interesting when you see people coming down your neighborhood that you've never seen before, walking down your street. It's like, how many people are casing a place like this? Although my place isn't there. My place that reminds me of my old home, and it's really, yeah. Okay, we're okay. I think all my doors are locked. It makes me nervous when I see somebody walking around there and I don't know, and I'm like, Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of brown, as you can hear, making that goopy noise. Putting it on my palette. It's right down beside me over here. And I'm taking some of the gray and I put it, give it a shake so you don't. Sometimes if you use paints like these, they can be kind of goopy. So you got to make sure that they're stirred really nicely before you put them down, or else you're going to have like oil base kind of stuff all over it. It's not going to blend very nicely. So there's something to think about. Blending, you have to make sure you blend properly. Okay, so I'm just making sure that my camera's staying in place like last time. I'm always so nervous it's going to fly off and do something, knock stuff over. If it does, you know what, I'm going to move stuff out of the way just in case it starts doing something stupid and knocking stuff over. I gotta be safe, gotta be safe. Okay, a little bit of white. I won't be using it just yet. I'll wait because there's only just a Mickey bits go left and I have to kind of make that kind of elongate that one, make it longer. Okay, so a little bit of brown, a little bit of gray. Okay, and it's kind of a gray background. And we're gonna make it a little bit darker. So we're gonna start that with the same brush. I'm going to dip it just on the tip there with a little bit of gray. You can see a little gray and a little bit of brown. Mix that color together. You don't want it to be a complete gray. You want to kind of have like get a little bit watery. Okay, and this is what we're just going to. This is what we call it back color. Underpainting is underpainting. So the underpainting is like a grayish brown color, and then we kind of go from there. Because what I'm doing, this grayish brown color is the color of the dog, but the dog is, it's going to be on the canvas, but it's going to be kind of we're going to blend it all in together and make it really nice. So get a little bit more of that. Just a little Mickey bits go the brown. Mix that together with the gray and a little bit of water to make it a little bit watery because we want it to we want to create a nice background, but we don't want it to be out of control. So it's nice and go back and forth. Crisscross applesauce, as I always say. Crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce. You go like this and you make like a neat background pattern. Because I say all the time, as Bob Ross does, you always make your background interesting. When I've done all my portraits of people in the past, you look at the background and you'd be like, oh, wow, okay. So what do? We let this dry. How's it look over that? Okay. Okay, so we let that dry. See what happens. The gravity starts to move the paint around and do stuff to it. So let me just give it another quick once over. Too bad I don't have any music playing. I should play some music. But there we go. So we're going to just give it a nice layer. Let it dry. And then see where it kind of goes from there. Now, it's very, very light. And I'm kind of glad that it is kind of light because the color of the background is a kind of light as well. So I just put my glasses on so you know. Oh, there you are. Look at you. Okay. Now, the other thing to do, sometimes you get like little bits that might start to run down. Gotta try and get those under control too. So, gotta make sure you have your painting under control. Okay. See, something like that. Now I could go darker too if I wanted to, and I may go darker afterwards, but I wanted to let it dry. So that's a nice little kind of background we got going on right now. And we could also do like a flip and let that be the bottom and that be the top too. So again, we just give it a crisscross applesauce, a little blending back and forth. Sometimes the one thing about acrylics, which is great, is that it does dry fast. When you're working with oils, sometimes you do this and you have to wait hours for it to dry, hours. And like, I don't have that kind of patience. I've never been a patient kind of person. I'm one of those. When I say don't panic, I'm usually the one that's panicking. That's why I tell people don't panic, because it's not, that's just the way I am. But don't panic about anything. Everything's going to be all right. Don't panic. So yeah, I'm gonna let this dry, and yeah, so we'll let that dry. And while that is drying, I have to kind of find something else to talk about, because gotta let that dry. And I mean, I'll leave it there to leave it a say. You know what? I might even go for another layer. I might go a little bit darker. You know what? I'm gonna go another layer darker. Because now I'm looking at it, it's like, that's not quite. I can go darker. I can go darker. Oh yeah, I can go much darker. Okay, let me try a little bit more. Okay, add a little water. Water it down a little bit more brown. Okay, let's try it a little bit darker. So, okay, I'll flip this over and we'll start back again at the top here where it's already quite dark. And we'll go back and forth again to crisscross applesauce. Blend it in if you can. Not too crazy, like I say. You gotta have an interesting background. Kind of go back over top of things a few times. Make it look nice. Give texture. You gotta have texture. Is that working? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll do a little bit in here too. Sometimes the painting just lets me know where it wants to go, because sometimes I think it's doing one thing and it's doing another, but it ends up being better than I expected. So we'll just go with it. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes the painting just tells me, okay, we need to do a little bit more of this. I'm like, okay. All right, so we'll do like a little bit like that. It's got a neat little texture going on, so I don't want to ruin anything. Okay, so we'll just do it like that. Flip it over. And what is that? Things appear in my paintings. I don't know. It is what it is. It does what it does. I have no control over some things, the aspects and whatnot. It kind of, yeah. We'll see what happens. It looks like something, and I don't know. I didn't do anything. Weird. Strange. Okay. Okay. Fine. Be that way then. Okay, that might be the bottom. Because it got a little spot in there. It's like, what is that? I didn't put that in there. It just decides to come out whenever it wants to, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And it's just so relaxing to do when you're painting sometimes. It just takes you to another world. And like Bob Ross, my favorite guy, always says, it's your world, let it do whatever it wants. Now, there's a thing too to kind of keep in mind. If you go too many times over your canvas with the paint, it'll start to get this line kind of ancient rubbing kind of look on it, and you don't want to go too much or else it'll stay permanently that way, and then it might look not quite right. So I'm going to leave that alone. Sometimes you just gotta leave it alone. And just, yeah, so I'll do that to there. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is going to be what I did the last time, is just kind of make the shape of the dog, what the shape is in the center of here, and then kind of work with it from there. So it's gonna have like, I think maybe, like, again, I might make that the bottom. That might be the top. give it a little bit of a... Not too much, but give it enough that it starts drying. Because I had a worry that it's not going to dry, and then it'll just... We'll see. I also got to paint the edges and everything too. It's a work in progress, you know. There's usually something about the character of the animal too that comes out in my paintings. So maybe it's something to do with Coco. That's why this is going the way it is. Who knows? We'll see. So that's step number one. So nice, creating a really nice kind of background to start your character onto. And a lot of people can remove the paint and kind of make the shape come in there. That's another way of doing it. Or you can draw it in with like your fine detail brush and have it come in there and then paint over top of it, because you know your dimensions that you're looking for too. So that's that for the day too. So that's it. As it dries, try and manipulate it a little bit if you can. You just never know what's going to happen next. So, you guys, if you are interested in seeing the continuation of this, let me know in the comments below. I can start doing this over the course of the weekend. I was hoping to do it over the weekend and complete it actually, and I might just be doing that. Something like that. Creating all kinds of different textures in the paint itself, but just playing with the brush strokes. Ta-da! Okay. Step one. Now, okay, so we have a little bit of time. I'll try and get to the next step here now. So we're going to work with making the shape of the dog. So I got time here. And I just take some of the brown and I put it on my little paintbrush here. And actually, I'll put a little gray in there too, because there's some gray in the duck. So, and we just start by looking at the picture, seeing how I kind of want it to be. Imagine start like that. Okay, and and got a shape like a circle shape. So. Yeah. Go a little further down. And it has the leash, so the leash will come down and it can look around this way. Like I'm ready to go on my ride, ready to go. I'm ready to go for my walk. Anytime you are. Here we go. Alright. So just make the basic shape. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there we go, just creating the shape. And we kind of work it from there. So, da-da-da-da. And da-da-da. Ah, okay. I knew that would happen. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I knew it was going to happen eventually. But luckily, nothing spilt. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about that. Wow, I get concentrating. Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay. Anyways, wow. Did I turn myself over or what? Anyways, there we go. We got to start anyways. We got to start going. I'll show you how it goes